My new yacht is edging ever closer to completion, and I'm going to give you a look on how she's doing. And we're popping hull number 6 out of the mold. It was a pretty exciting day at the Island Spirit Factory. And I'm giving you a first real look at my Highfield dinghy. I'm going to show you all the tools and spares I'm stocking up on. And Chloe insists on going to the night market and eating some truly strange things. Alright, welcome to Maverick 2.0. I know it doesn't look that much different than last video that I showed you guys, but they have made a lot of completions here so far. So the whole deck throughout the entire boat is covered with this plastic kind of cushiony thing to protect the floor because they're going to put down the teak. And so it's just, and then, so basically all the outside in here in the aft cockpit's done. They've got all the wiring. That's what they're doing right now. They have all the wiring and stuff completed in the next week. Then they can start really buttoning everything up. But you can see it's all the wiring's coming in right now. And they're going to add networking. So you're going to have a network outlet here. You're going to have one in the salon. You're going to have one in the flybridge up here. And then you're going to have one up in the forward cockpit where I'm going to have 4 cameras running 24/7. So it gives me 2 things. That gives me good security because it'll be automatic. It can send me an alert to my phone whenever there's movement. So if I have the boat left somewhere and I see movement, I know somebody's on the boat. And I'm going to have it just running a 24/7 DVR, and the DVR will last about 3 weeks. So if there's anything happens and I'm not filming and I want to get the footage, I'll be able to get that footage. And what we're going to do here is whenever we're sailing, we're going to go live, and you're going to be able to watch all the camera feeds and watch us sailing around live, whatever we're doing. So that's going to be for patrons, and it's through my Sailing Doodles app, which is should be in App Store soon. I'm still fine-tuning it a little bit, but I've made a lot of progress and it's getting there. So pretty excited about that. All right, coming into the salon, they've got all the cabinetry and everything done and all the counters. They're just protecting it with this, again, this blue tape, blue stuff, so that it doesn't get damaged. Then, all the ceilings here is almost finished. They got to cover all that with fabric and then fabric on the walls and do some more trim and all that. But it's getting very close to completion up here. Coming up here to the forward cockpit, again, much the same. They're just, painting the underside of the doors and stuff like that. It's pretty much finished up here. And then I'll take you up to the flybridge. So the flybridge, because of the space limitations, they're not going to put the hardtop on until basically after the boat, when it's like the last step they do before they move it to the water, and then they put the mast on in the water. So right now they're expecting a completion date of March 3rd, which is in about 3 weeks from right now. It's mostly finished here too. They just got to put the cushions and the railings and stuff on. Then they got to wire in all the electronics. So I guess it's not mostly finished, but it should be in the next 3 weeks. I mean, it's just amazing how much space is up here. I can't wait. It's gonna be like the workout area. I'm gonna have like workout weights and, equipment and all that stuff here. So, all right, we'll take you down into the cabins real quick. First, we'll go to my side, the port side. And you can see it's pretty much getting there. The aft, it's all the cabinetries are in. They got to put the hardware in and stuff, and then put the upholstery on the ceiling and stuff. You can see my battery bank under there. That is the Roy Powell system. So there's 5 individual 5 kilowatt banks in there, 5 kilowatt hour banks, and then the control unit and everything right there. So all that stuff lives under the master cabin. It's coming around here. Coming forward into the office, all that's pretty much finished. I know it doesn't really look like it, but it's getting there. And then this is where the DVR system will live so the whole boat's going to be networked, so I can have IP cameras running and all that. I can record all that stuff. This will be my kind of control station right here. And then coming here to the pretty spacious master cabin head, which is pretty nice. So one thing I am going to do, I am going to put this boat, when I'm not using it, I am going to charter this boat. It'll be an Island Spirit fleet, probably out of Koh Chang. So what we're going to do here to turn this into a 4-cabin boat is that we're going to put a door here and then another door here separating these cabins. So on the master cabin side, the forward cabin, so then it's pretty easy to put a bed over all this. And you get a decent sized bed here too, right? So you're gonna have a bed, a door, so for privacy. You will have to, the port side, you will have to share this larger head. That's just the way it is. But let me do one more thing here on the, so down on the other cabin. It's pretty much all set up down there. I maybe do some voiceover because they're working on here. Right now, I gotta go see hull number 6 being popped out of the mold. So let's go take a look at that. So number 6 is on the other side of the factory. They're moving the cranes around right now. I'm gonna grab my bag so I can get the drone, hopefully get some cool shots. All right, they're hooking up the cranes right now, and I'll get over there. I hope I have time to get my drone up in the air before they pull it up, but we'll see. These are the outsides of the mold. So the waviness you can see in the mold right here, that's just the window area that's cut out of the mold. So, you know, they didn't put too much time into polishing that. Whereas you can see the rest of the mold is very smooth right there. So if you kind of look into the sun, you can see this portion is wavy, but that's all cut out for windows. And then that side is very smooth. But they still spend a lot of time polishing and getting it just totally smooth, whatever, after they get it out of the mold. And so it's kind of like a, you know, glass-like shine to it. So you see a lot of the components have already been finished here. Like I think this is, well, I think that's part of the salon seating here. This is some bed decking, you know, where it goes under for the bed. And then, yeah, so you got the hardtop mold here, and then they just pulled the deck out of infusion bag yesterday. I'm gonna go over there and take a look at that real quick. This is the deck, and it's all one solid piece, which is pretty amazing to me that they can, I mean, this is huge. I mean, it's 52 feet long by 26 feet wide, and they infuse the whole thing in one go. Which makes it stronger, lighter, and all that. So you're not having to put seams and, you know, kind of join things together. It's just one deal, which gives you a lot more rigidity and structure too, because that's how they do the hull. So that hull over there was shot in one piece as well. And so that just gives it, you don't have seams that can crack and twist. It's all one piece. So it makes it really strong. And then they have the crossbars and all that, and then the high density foam, and then the structural high density foam. They have some bulkheads there, but they're not like a lagoon where you have these big wooden bulkheads holding everything together. I mean, I hear lagoons still having problems with their bulkheads, but even on the new ones. But yeah, so all right, they are getting ready to pull it out of the mold here, I think. And we'll get some shots of that. I thought they might be using the hydraulics to like level it, but I think they're doing it so they can align the wheels all the same direction so that they can pull this thing out a little easier. With the crane, crossbars, and straps in place, they were getting ready to pull it out of the mold. All the workers needed to clear out, and then they were gonna pull up. This is the cart they will slide in place after they pull up out of the mold. The cranes pulled up in unison and popped it right out. When the hull was clear of the mold, the crew slid the mold out of the way. You don't want to be doing this on a windy day, that's for sure. They then position the cradle underneath the hull. All right, so hull number 6 successfully out of the mold. So this boat will be ready. It's a 6 cabin. So it's charter machine. It'll charter for, you know, $20,000 a week. It will be available in about 3 months. So if you would like this boat, there's a link down in the description. Be sure to tell them you saw it on Sailing Doodles, and you're getting a boat pretty quick. The
next day I headed back to the factory. I had some work to do on my dinghy. This time I brought the pups along.
When did we make it so cold? The air is too thick to breathe.
All right, back at the Island Spirit Factory today because I've got my Highfield dinghy, which, you know, I want to show you guys.
I'm really excited about my Highfield Sport 360. It's a pretty great way to get around.
Where have you been?
All right, this is the Highfield Sport 360. And, you know, let me tell you why I've been a big fan of the Highfields for a long time, and they've been my dinghy of choice. Number one, it's aluminum hull. And you see this D-ring here? It's welded in aluminum. And it's double hulled aluminum, so there's two hulls, like another layer of aluminum on top. So if you get a little bit of water in your dinghy, it's gonna stay in that bottom layer and you're not gonna get your feet wet. You know, when there's just a little bit of water, like normally in a regular dinghy, just a single hull, you know, there's like a cup of water in there and you hit the brakes and you got your phone laying on the floor, it's gonna get wet when water splashes up. This is not gonna happen. And aluminum hull, so I have been sailing a traditional fiberglass dinghy. So I've been sailing on a boat, towing the dinghy, and that D-ring has ripped out of the fiberglass, and number one, it sent the D-ring flying back towards my boat and broke one of my solar panels, and number two, it ripped a hole in the dinghy. And so with the with the aluminum hull, that is not gonna happen. They do have these like fiberglass steps here that are glued in. So this is a nice big step. So look how wide this step is. So when you're getting on and off the dock, you're stepping onto the dinghy on this right here, then you can step right down in. And you know, this is a removable like hangout lay flat seat. So if you're just cruising around, you want to get some sun or whatever, you can have that in. Or if you're going to fit more people, you can pull this out. And then you have more room for people to sit on the side or whatever. And then now you can access the fuel tank, which is kind of built into everything. And you can see it is integrated into the dinghy, and it's kind of, you know, custom done there. So it's, what is it, 30 liters. So 30 liters, was that like 9 gallons? And then you fill it up by accessing the fuel cap right there, so that you don't have to open that up all the time. You just lift up that fuel cap and you're in. So you have this nice big center console. This lifts up right here. There's like kind of like a little change drawer in here, and then you can get access to everything underneath it. If you need to get access to the internals, to everything in here, all that, you have your electrical mainframe right there. For this seat, I'm not even sure. I haven't even opened this up yet. Okay, you got a spare fuel tank. That's interesting. Don't really need that. Maybe that just came with the original dinghy. And you got storage for your mooring light right there, or your anchor light, and your fuel filter. The transom is integrated right here. So this is the sport version. This is a 40 horse Yamaha. It'll do about, I don't know. I had a slightly older version of this. I don't remember. I think we would do 25 knots in this thing with the 40 horse. And then the integrated ski pole. So now you can pull wakeboarders, skiers, tubes, all those kind of things, which makes it a lot of fun. Of course, you have the center console here, which, you know, so you got push button for all your lights. You got your tachometers and your engine instruments there. And then on the other side here, you have your engine controls for the engine. And so now you have keyed entry, so it makes it a lot harder to steal. One thing that's really nice on this boat is having these cleats at every corner. So if you've ever had to tie up, side tie to a dock, you know, or do something different, now you have these cleats. These aren't meant for towing the dinghy. This is just for tying up at a dock. And then, you know, you have, you know, your mounts back here if you were gonna tow it. All right, so I've got all the templates marked out for cutting out through the fiberglass to mount the speakers and the stereo and all that. The guys at Island Spirit said they just send a guy over to do it. So I checked there's no wiring behind any of those places. So, I mean, they should still check before they just poke a hole through there, you know, make sure. But there is no wiring directly behind either of these spots. And so should be, I mean, you know, a guy with the right tools, take him 10 minutes to do this. You know, drill a pilot hole, get a jigsaw or a router, just go around it once and you're good to go. They might want to tape it off though. But anyway, I will see if I can get them to do that. All right, one question I have received a lot is what kind of tools and spares am I gonna do? So I went and bought all that stuff just now, and I'm gonna go over it with you. Just gonna kind of unbox things for you here. You know, just your standard multi-tool kit here. So this has a hammer, screwdrivers, pliers, crescent wrenches, spanners, you know, whatever, all that kind of stuff. And I will say I spent about $1,000 on all my tools, and I don't think it's that much of like a deal compared to something in the US. I mean, okay, so I did buy mostly DeWalt stuff like cordless drills and, you know, that would be reciprocating, you know, lights and reciprocating saws and stuff like that. I will say I don't think they're the same quality as they are in the US. Like these are only 18 volt. I mean, I don't even think you can buy 18 volt DeWalt stuff in the US anymore, but they didn't have anything. I mean, they had some other brands that, but nothing more than 20 volts. So this is just the multi-tool kit I bought. The good thing about all this multi-tool stuff is that, you know, everything's made in Asia over here, so I only have to buy metric. I don't need to buy SAE. So all this just metric. All previous other boats, I've always had to buy both metric and SAE, just because you never know what's on the boat, right? So there you go, multi-tool kit. Probably my biggest purchase here would be the DeWalt system. So I bought a, it's their 18 volt stuff. It comes with 2 batteries, 2 18, 20 volts, whatever. And it comes with the charger, well, I guess drill bits, whatever. And then it's got a impact driver and a drill that can also do limited impact driver stuff. So it's got a setting on here where I can turn it to impact driver, but it's mostly just a drill. Like I say, so these are only 20 volt, like, it's still DeWalt. I hope it's still a good quality, we'll see. But, yeah, we'll see. Because in the States, DeWalt's like one of the top. You got that and Makita and Milwaukee. But there you go. Another thing I got here is a set of drill bits. And it's got some other little, you know, drill attachments and stuff. All right, another piece of DeWalt stuff would be this work light. Just your standard DeWalt work light. And then this, it seems pretty cheap, but it was the only one I could find in there, a reciprocating saw, you know. But hopefully, you know, it is what it is. Just a DeWalt reciprocating saw. You never know when you might need it. Water hose, 50 foot, whatever, gonna need that eventually. A level with the ruler on the side, straight edge. Always needed that. A DeWalt toolbox. I just kind of shoved a lot of stuff in here, so I need to organize it. It's got like a little organizer on top for, I'm gonna put electrical here, and then all the other stuff inside. So, got a pair of channel locks, vice grips, some Sawzall blades, a electrical crimping and stripper tool, and then some mini screwdrivers, sealant, more sealant, silicone sealant, scissors, epoxy, a crescent wrench. I got a straight edge blade, and then a tape measure, blue tape, duct tape, Teflon tape. I got some wire black, wire red, got 100 feet of each there. And then I got another basically multi-tool thing here for the DeWalt. Just kind of makes it popping in and these out a lot faster. I got a multimeter for electrical right here. What is this? Some Loctite, more epoxy, super glue, zip ties, and a various assortment of electrical connectors of all kinds and all shapes and sizes right here. There you go. And then what else? Razor blades for the knife, more Sawzall blades, and then some electrical tape and some WD-40.
now that I have this all out in front of me, it doesn't seem like that much stuff for $1,000, but it is what it is, I guess.
So now I'm just gonna organize all this and
When it comes to you, you said you want
That evening, Chloe wanted to go to one of the night markets in Pattaya. She had some strange foods she wanted to try. I was not looking forward to it.
find new ways to hurt me. You just wanna act like it's fine.
The first thing on her list was some durian. If you don't know, durian smells like a dead person's socks.
So the first thing I'm going to try is durian. I've always wanted to try it. I heard it doesn't smell so great. It doesn't. It smells like it probably went on.
I mean, it doesn't smell good, but it does smell good.
It's supposed to be tasty, so.
You might want to
It tastes like it smells. I don't know. I don't know about that.
take a big bite out of it.
I had a decent chunk there. Oh, that's the pit in there. I guess it's got a pit. Oh man, that first bite was. All right, now we've got pig's feet. Never tried these.
What is pig's feet?
Yeah, they're actually big.
Why are you
in,
getting so much weird? You got pig's feet?
They're actually big in southern cooking. You've never heard of people eating pig's feet?
Yeah. Go ahead.
But it's gonna have different sauces. I need napkins. Let me grab those quick. Maybe this will help so I don't get too messy. It's so big. What? People eat them myself all the time. I just haven't gotten it up in there. It smells like Chinese 5 spice. I smelled that before. It's actually not bad. It's better than the durian.
Oh no! Don't even no.
It tastes like it's more fatty.
No legs.
Basically, like the texture of like falls apart like ribs. I really don't think you'd ate it.
Nope. It's I'm sure it tastes great. I'm not gonna eat it. It's just gross. Like, sorry. Yeah.
I'm gonna try chicken intestine. I don't think I'm gonna like this because I can't do organ meat usually, but they've marinated it with something. I would not eat more, but it's not as bad as like the heart or liver skewers that I've had. It's not terrible. I just don't like that it's a little hungry. But the marinade's good. Yeah, I just wouldn't eat more of that. Yeah. Squid I've had before. That's spicy. Woo, it's got some chilies in it. I mean, they eat octopus in the Mediterranean and a lot in Asia, so. I know some of you are gonna be like, oh my gosh, why do your hands shake so much? Yes, I have a trimmer in my hands that I've had ever since I was a little kid. It made it hard for me to tie my shoes and to write, but I do my best.
One thing I don't like about Thailand is all that.
Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure you're subscribed to the channel to catch our next video as we go sailing around Pattaya.
Was it all just a scene? Now all we do is put out the fire.